Are you not entertained? Are you not entertained? Is this not why you are here?
Filming him, but really it's just to surround you with garbage. You've seen the garbage trucks, everything in my videos, and everywhere I go they throw garbage on the floor, and so it's this is how you can tell that it was taken out of my life, you know, because at that time I was completely drowned in it in the mid-90s. They made the movie in the late 90s, and the script was ready in the early 90s. That's when I first came to Canada. That means, okay, it's ready, the project's working. As soon as I got microchipped, a year later, they made the movie. All right. And what else? You see how his mother has got this big, huge house. Well, my own family, my own mother pretended she's schizophrenic living in a bum house. Yet they had another huge house in the city here with my brother. God knows how many millions of dollars they're worth. They lived a double life. But like I said, this whole system is two-faced. This is a two-faced system. There's a face for us to see, normal people to look and see, okay, this is our president, that's the mayor. But what we don't know, the other face and behind those guys with the money, that's the real face that's running the show, the ugly face. The ugly inbred face. I'm giving you pure truth here, guys. Like these videos that I'm making, don't be surprised if you get a couple of elites sitting there every day and dissecting them to see what they're gonna do with me. Now, I know this for a fact. So, but the funny thing in this is that those elites watching them, for example, are replaceable. If they're gone, it won't matter. I'm not. If I'm gone, this whole thing won't work. That's the irony here. So, it's kind of like Gladiator in the movie Gladiator. An insignificant slave becomes so important by defying the emperor. And he didn't want to do that. He was just brought there, whether he liked it or not. Kind of like my situation. I don't want to be here. I don't want to defy these guys, but they're enslaving me. They're using me as a frigging piñata every time I leave the house. Every establishment I walk into, there's a little piñata festival around me with fucking needles. Done covertly with noise and movement and psychological warfare attacking all my chakras. I walk into an establishment, I come out, I walk in happy, relaxed, everything. You know how I come out, guys? Stressed out, angry, depressed with a boner. You know? And what else? Everything. Now, if that happens to you in every establishment that you walk into, whether it's the elevator in your building, the hallway, the bus, the hospital, what would happen to you when you get back home? You're completely destroyed. You gotta sleep to recharge the battery. Then the next day, the same abuse starts again. Masquerading as normal life by pausing the establishments when you get there and turning it into a ritual. As soon as you leave, everything flips back to normal. Regardless whether the people that were there are the same ones or different ones. Obviously different, but that's irrelevant now. What's important is the way you're being treated because of this microchip. You take out the microchip, you won't get treated this way. You won't get ritualized everywhere you go. It's all about the microchip. This microchip is what runs your life, and they put it in a place so small that you need a real surgeon to take it out for you. You can't do it yourself, and it's so hard to find out that it's there in the first place. And you can't pull your eyes out because you'll end up with no eyes. That's the most precious thing to a human being. If it was your tongue, you'll cut it off. If it's your teeth, you'll pull them out. If it's your leg, you could even chop it off because you have another one. But imagine your eyes. Look how sadistic they are, how sneaky. They put it in a place where it's in organs that are irreplaceable and it's so hard to take out. And it will run your life. You will become a super torturer, not even a slave. Calling myself a slave is the biggest understatement on the planet. I'm a frigging constant piñata, man. Everywhere I go. Demeaned, they come out and clean, they want to mop the floor with you, they spit, women ignore you, mistreat you, men laugh at you, they make noise. As soon as you come in, they cough, they shut doors, slam doors, bump into you, give you dirty looks, belittle you, make you wait. You're being treated like trash. That's why they show you a lot of trash everywhere you go. And on top of it all, they walk dogs on leashes to tell you you're on a leash. How bad? If there was a hell, it would be this. It couldn't be worse than this. Real hell. It could not be worse than this, guys. Real hell. It couldn't. It's impossible. This is hell on earth, masquerading as real life. 1 second, I gotta wipe the phone. It's frigging dirty. You know? So when you put yourself in my situation, what would you do? Yeah, another pregnant one. They're one after the other. What would you do? But doesn't matter though. We don't even have to mention those things. That's not important. That won't change the outcome. That's why I concentrate on videos. I talk about things that will change the outcome. I don't care how many wheelchairs they bring, how many canes, how many pregnant women, how many attractive ones, how many big fat guys. I don't care about these things. What matters is what's causing all this charade to happen is only one thing. It's that microchip in your eyes. It ain't gonna be easy to get that out. And no, obviously, the next week, the appointment I have with, they're gonna, video show that, put it on the video, and it's not gonna be a real ophthalmologist, and he's gonna tell me there's nothing in your eyes. I'll tell you from now exactly what they expect. I will bet my own life on it. That's if I don't get dicked around and the appointment gets canceled. Whatever's gonna happen is gonna be negative. Not because I'm a negative person, because I know who I'm up against. I'm actually very positive. The idea that I'm not depressed and I'm still alive, I'm still kicking well and positive and happy and calm, and functioning, still a functioning human being. That makes me Hulk. Living in this hell, in this piñata ritual on every establishment I walk into basis, and being used as a fucking piñata. So that's how it is, being attacked with noise and movement and look. It's kind of like, how they masqueraded? It's just a normal busy place. That's how they masqueraded. But it's not, man. It's obvious. And the way these people are acting, their body language, it's too artificial. You could see it. And see how those words got loud when they got by? That was supposed to exemplify something. The noises attack certain something, the way they're said. Guys, I know this sounds weird, but I've been watching this for a long time, trust me. It's a science designed to pretty much put you into the biggest miserable state you've ever been in or you've ever known in the history of mankind. There hasn't been a system of torture and abuse invented in human history worse than this one. Because the physical one can't last long. The person will die. This is, man, you could last a lifetime with this. Getting ritualized like a piñata. That's what it is. All the spacing. This small needles at the piñata. And the bus specifically they pick buses, even if he doesn't make those, to do that. They will specifically go into every pothole. They will specifically choose a bus that is designed, has loose things in it, so when he goes in potholes, everything shakes and makes noise. They unscrew it, or they loosen up the bolts. Guys, man, with the things I've seen, another pregnant one we got here. Now that I'm mentioning them over and over again, they're gonna bring them more and more, because that's the way it works. Things that you're interested in, or things that you're seeing, or things that you're mentioning over and over again, they're grabbing your attention, they capitalize on them. So, and this is the ritual. It's people walking around like they're angry, they're walking fast, they're miserable, they're in a hurry, they're mean, robotic, like artificial, sort of like it's a mistreatment. It's a way to mistreat you without even touching you or looking at you. Because when you see a lot of this in front of you, that sort of negative way of being, you get miserable, even though you're not having contact with them, you're not talking to them, they're not looking at you, just passing by. That energy that they bring with them when they're walking like a soldier like that, and then have this dirty look on their face, or this angry look, and the way they're moving, you know, kind of like, look, you know, all that is, it's bad energy through your eyesight, even though it's not touching you. Believe it or not, your eyes transmit that energy into your soul. You'll feel it eventually. You know, you go everywhere, you have these dirty looking faces giving you dirty looks. Well, that's how you get that, you know what I mean? Those are all, and when you're surrounded in a world, guys, that's like that, you're not getting it at a couple places. Then you look at someone beside you, they smile to you, they relieve you of everything. You're not getting that opposite effect. You're deprived of that. So you're in a constant negative world around you, a machine that's turning around you in circles and spitting negativity at you. That's why you become a piñata. It's spitting all this mistreatment, covert, non-physical mistreatment and negativity at you, in stories, in the way they're looking at you, in your environment, the way it's set up, and the smells, and the noise, everything. There are a lot of beautiful noises out there that don't annoy us. It's not just noise. Good tunes, good, you know, but it's picking those ugly, sort of on purpose, brutal noises that attack you. So they have to keep the people coming here constant. They're calling them out of their houses, because the longer I stay here, the more they have to pace. And I'm not inside the hospital, I'm outside. So they can't bring in the ones inside, because then they'll run out. I'll go back in, there's nobody in there. So I have to keep bringing them from the outside, more and more and more and more. You know? And if you notice the people, when I look at them, they move. If I don't look at them, they don't move. They won't know. Even if they're walking away, they're not looking at me. How do they know that I'm looking at them? That's what the microchip does. Their receiver senses that the transmitter mind is actually pointing at them. And they can either move or make noise, or one of the two, you know what I mean? People, at least. People are capable of doing that. You know, movement or noise. By talking or screaming or stepping hard on the floor, or wearing slippers and moving like this. I keep on showing you guys this every time I see it. Lots of it in my videos. Overdoing it, that it's obvious. Some people have slippers and walk that way. It sounds normal, but they overdo it. And carrying big objects with them, wearing strange clothes, revealing certain body parts, wearing strange clothes that look strange, have strange colors and everything. I don't like to mention those things too much over and over again, but at least in today's video, I gave you sort of a big wrap up. In case new visitors have seen this video for the first time, they will get a nice overall general introduction of all the ideas that are implemented into my world and used to attack me and to turn me into a piñata in this farm that's designed to harvest my energy, employ people, and creating a fake world, make it look like they're doing normal things, but not really. They're just running around a piñata and beating it, masquerading as if they're doing normal things. So when you do something like that and you come to a place of function, obviously its function has to stop for them to do that. So if a function stopped and you come here every day, what's going to happen to this establishment? You're going to put it out of business if you stay long enough. So to these people, it's like, okay, here's a guy that our inner Freemasonic sort of thing made an experiment out of him. He woke up, and now they're trying to do the impossible to make him miserable so he can kill himself, or they can get rid of him. And they're not able to do that because he's strong enough, and he wants to come out. He wants to remove the microchips that were inserted into him illegally without his consent. That's it. And this is the part where we're at. So this is Truman, pretty much, that is, I guess, just Dr. Christopher, just about to walk up the stairs and is about to exit, you know what I mean? And this sort of Christoph character is trying to convince him not to exit in a way, and sort of re-brainwashing him, or forcing it down his throat. Sort of something that he doesn't want to eat anymore. This is where we're at, pretty much. You got to remember, this is the main basic idea of their future world. If this idea doesn't work, then the whole system just, it's you know, it's their baby. And you're talking about people sitting on printing machines. So money is not an issue. They can put this place on pause for a year. They don't care. They'll pay. This is their baby. It's more important. And that's pretty much it, guys. So it's been a pretty good awakening. Like I said, I was slowly prepped and introduced to this by this fake family, so they can prepare me enough to accept this fake world after I get microchipped. And they did a pretty good job. But now that I've woken up, I can see how fake it is, and how brutally how it's using you as a piñata, draining you of every single ounce of energy you have. It's a ritual. It's a piñata festival of slamming that piñata with movement, motion, noise, psychological warfare, and attacking what you're deprived of, and all those chakras. Pretty much, it's a chakra war of spitting certain little poisonous, covert, non-physical needles into every single one of your chakras. And by the time you leave, you go into the state of trance. That you go home, you recharge the battery, then the next day over again. This sort of titanium battery drainage and abuse. So I repeated it for you a couple times. I know I like to do that. And, you know, just wanted to pretty much give you another video today and give you the sort of more final ideas about what this is and what was done to me and the phase that I'm at, and keep you guys up to date with everything that's going on. And that's it. I tried to make deals with them before. Covertly they say yes, then they screw me. It's over. You can't make deals with these people. These are the kind of people that will do whatever it takes in the end to take this to any limit. You know what I mean? Because if they actually make a deal with me on this, it means all their plans for the new world that they want will go down the toilet. So I'm like the pinnacle. I'm like the poster boy of their future plans. It just won't work. So this is another sort of psychological warfare hurt called lawyers. You know, they're pretty much mocking you, because what kind of lawyer is going to get you out of this? Most lawyers work for them, and they're not really breaking the laws that they set up in all those countries. They're the ones who set them up covertly. What kind of law are they breaking here besides pacing and stalking you? It's not really stalking much anymore. This you can't be charged as stalking anymore, because it's the way they're doing it, or creating noise anymore. Legally, they can't be charged with anything now. But what they can be charged with is when you find a freaking microchip in my eyes. I don't even want to do that. I even, you know, said to them it was done in a different country. So I just want the freaking thing out of there, and that's it. Then everything will disappear. You know what I mean? So that poster mocks you. If you take it to heart, that will be a shot to the piñata. But you have to know how to now, you know, just sort of armor yourself and laugh at these things. Because it's kind of like a game, you know. You're being hunted, yeah, but it's a game. it's gameish, kind of like. I'm telling you, man, this is a sport for these guys. They maybe got bored of golfing, so they figured, you know, let's do an energy drainage farm of, you know, we can improve the economy, employ incompetent people, and activate a service economy that doesn't have any manufacturing in it. They don't produce anything. So how are they gonna sort of, you know, of making a fake world out of this, a victim that's used as a battery to drain his energy? And that's it. That's it, guys. I'm not gonna talk much more. I'm tired of it. I'm gonna have a smoke and go relax a bit, okay? I'll be in touch.